Hi, this is Gretchen from Simplified Parenting, encouragement for parents that seek simple solutions. Well, today I wanted to share some tips on how to FaceTime with young children. This cold and flu season has been rough, and today marks the fourth week I haven't been able to be with my daughter and her husband and my grandchild, and that's really hard. I'm so blessed that I am close, and some of you aren't. So I wanted to share some tips because we've been doing a lot of FaceTiming, and I wanted to just share some tips that will help you have a successful FaceTime experience. Before I even get into the actual call, I like to set the stage. And these are things that we've learned through trial and error in our own family FaceTiming. And firstly, I think as the parent of the children, to pull them aside and just remind them, we're going to be calling Grandma and Grandpa today. And they're really going to be excited to see you. And they're going to want to know what you've been up to. So let's think of a few things to talk about with Grandma and Grandpa during FaceTime today. Because if they're talking to you, I'm going to want you to respond. We're just teaching our children etiquette as if they were in person with that family member or loved one. So that's really important. And also it's important to know that this isn't the time to catch up with your family member or loved one. It's really, if you're going to have the child there, it's kind of really needs to be focused on them because they do not like sharing the spotlight. And we all know that. So, and again, that's something that we want to teach them over time is not appropriate, that they're not the center of the universe. However, this really isn't the time and the medium to teach that lesson. So yes, we expect appropriate responses, but at the same time, let's make sure it's around the child, centered around the child. And then they can hop off and go do what they want to do, and that gives you time to talk to your family as an adult to an adult. I think the most successful as far as having a child and an adult do some interaction with FaceTime is to be a part of the child's day. And so that can be really simple. That can be you texting the family the night before and saying, hey, can I have breakfast with you tomorrow morning? Let's meet at 8 o'clock. And you can choose to make something fun and special, or you can just pour a bowl of cereal and you bring it over to the table and you sit down, you take your vitamins and have your cereal and just have a conversation like you would if you were together at the breakfast table. It's really nice, that scenario with small children, because you have a captive audience. They have a job to do, and they're going to be sitting there until that job is done. So that's a really successful time with young children. It's just to be a part of their breakfast experience. Another really good time that you have a captive audience when the children are young is bedtime. Bedtime, all you have to do is say, let me know when you've got the teeth brushed, jammies on, and are ready to hop into bed. I'd love to be a part of the bedtime story routine tonight. And you can pick out a book from your library to read, or if they're capable, they can read to you, or mom or dad can read to everybody. It's perfect because, again, I think in this medium, especially with nursery to early elementary age children, you just want to be a part of what they would naturally be doing in their day. That's what you're going to have the most success with. Max is going to be 6 next month. So he's a bit older and he has a longer attention span. So we set up our little play dates so mama can have a break. So we let her know what we're hoping to do so she can gather all the supplies, and then she gets us all set up, and then she can hop off and do what she wants or needs to do. And that gives us about an hour together. We've done lots of things, but one of my things that I thought you guys would get a kick out of was that we watched a YouTube video, and the fella's name is Mark Rober, I think, or Rober, and he makes all kinds of fun videos, but this was just so hysterical. This shows Frank. He was in the video. He's a squirrel, and I guess at Mark's house, some squirrels were getting into his bird feeders, and so he decided to make them an obstacle course. And he made this crazy obstacle course in his backyard, and the squirrels had to go through all these tricks here, there, everywhere to get to Fort Nuts. And it was so silly, and we enjoyed watching how amazingly clever A, that Mark is and his team, and B, that the squirrels were. And like I said, Frank was our favorite. So after we watched the video, we got out our art supplies and we drew a picture of Frank. And here's Frank. He's supposed to be inside this tube, the little rascal. He's on top of the tube on his way through the maze to break into Fort Nuts. So those are the kinds of things you can do with an older child. You know, have something that you start with that you can feed off into other ideas. Well, my husband and I are so excited because now we're at the countdown, the last few days, and then we can see our local family here again. I pray that you're healthy. It has been rough, but we are so grateful for the different modern technology advances that give us time to be with our loved ones. If this was helpful for you, give it a thumbs up. I'd love it if you shared it with a friend, and consider subscribing to the channel. I'll be praying for you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.